With pick 138, San Francisco finally decided to invest on the offensive side of the ball, picking up a speedster wide receiver, Jordan Watkins out of Ole Miss. Watkins is a more compact wide receiver, coming in at only 5'11", weighing 200 pounds, but his speed is exactly what San Francisco's offense needed. At the combine, for instance, he ran his 40-yard dash in 4.37 seconds and his 10-yard split in 1.53, so he has the ability to take the top off a defense. Impressive as his athleticism is, I think I'm more impressed by how productive he was at the college level. In 2024, for instance, he led his team with 9 receiving touchdowns, as well as accumulating 906 receiving yards. But he's not just an offensive weapon, as he also should be able to compete for San Francisco's punt return and kick return duties this offseason. And in a similar way to a player like Deebo Samuel, when he does get the ball in his hands, it's almost like a running back. He rarely goes down with the initial contact and is always looking to pick up the maximum amount of yardage. So in this video, I want to dive a little bit deeper into the player that is Jordan Watkins to see what he'll offer San Francisco's offense this season, especially early on with Brandon Ayuk coming back from a knee injury and DeMarcus Robinson most likely out with a DUI. Initially, what becomes obvious when you start watching his film is just how productive Jordan Watkins is as a wide receiver, and he did this in 2 offenses in Louisville and Ole Miss. A big reason he had so much success at the collegiate career is his footwork and releases against press man coverage. During press man, he's able to stack up defensive backs using a double move, and he also does a great job of using his hands within the first 5 yards to get the defensive back off of him. He shows great play strength. A big reason I highlight this is because we've seen speedster wide receivers like Watkins with the inability to beat press man coverage. Think of a player like Danny Gray. Once he was open, it was great, but he struggled to get off the line of scrimmage effectively. Watkins doesn't have this issue and could immediately upgrade San Francisco's passing game against man coverage. Another reason I think Shanahan probably loves Watkins as a player is the positional versatility he showed off during his collegiate career. During 2022 and 2023, for instance, he was primarily a slot option, but during 2024, he played 65% of his snaps on the outside. This means Kyle Shanahan has the ability to line him up on the outside, slot, as well as put him as running back potentially in a similar way we saw Deebo Samuel be used. Another thing I love about Watkins is how great he is at the catch point. When he is getting hit and catching the ball, it's almost like no one is there and he routinely brings it in if it's inside his catch radius. With that being said, he doesn't have the biggest catch radius, so you'll see most of his catches coming around his frame rather than outside. Another area I think that's pretty underappreciated for Watkins is his ability to quickly come out of breaks. I think this will make him an effective option early on in his career as a slot wide receiver, especially in Kyle Shanahan's offense. I also think his ability to take the top off of a defense on deep routes shouldn't be understated. Not only does he have a great release, but once he's running down the field, he has a good understanding of how to challenge the cornerback. With those strengths being mentioned, he does need to continue to refine his route tree as it's pretty underdeveloped at this point in his career, but that's common for wide receivers coming out of Ole Miss and those type of offenses. And as I was mentioning earlier, he does have a pretty small catch radius, so a quarterback does need to be accurate when targeting him. He also needs to work on his ability to recognize zone defenses. But overall for San Francisco immediately, I think he's going to be a rotational option at wide receiver and probably push for the punt return and kick return duties. But these are just my thoughts on San Francisco selecting Jordan Watkins, and I want to hear your thoughts down below. It would also mean a ton to me if you could like and subscribe, and as always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.